squad since the weekend? Any further progress on the boys who are close to moving on?
Fashion Sakala is very close to moving to a team in Saudi. On that one, he was a player that I was counting on. So he was a boy that I have a really good relationship with, as strong, maybe even stronger than anybody else in the group. He's done very well for us. The strength of the relationship was probably important because the offer for him and his family I felt was a really good one. So it was one that we spoke at length about. He leaves with everyone's well wishes from Rangers. He'll always be invited back, but I think sometimes there's football and there's obviously life, and that was financially, I think, an offer that for Fashion and his family he should have took, and he has done that.
Will you be able to reinvest the money that frees up back into the group, or is that not something you've looked at?
Yeah, possibly, but it's not something that's at the forefront. I think in the forward areas we are quite healthy for numbers at the moment. Tom Lawrence is back in training and be back available shortly, and Kamaru is obviously back fit. That's two players we didn't have last year, so we're still quite healthy in numbers.
Can I just get an idea from your point of view how important these qualifiers are for the here and now, but also the longer term development of Rangers?
Listen, I think it's the elite competition, isn't it? And we had a taste of it last year after a number of years of not playing in it, and Gio and his staff and the players did an outstanding job. The games at this level are always tough. The games I watched Servette play last week against Genk, and the mentality that they showed was absolutely outstanding. So we know we've got a tough opponent, and we're not looking any further than this game right now. To qualify again financially for the club will be very good, that's obvious. And that's our aim right now. We know we're guaranteed group stage football regardless. But at the moment, we can't look any further than tomorrow night's first leg and making sure we get a positive result.
You're likely to make a few changes, Michael, from Saturday?
Yeah, naturally we'll refresh the group a little bit. One or two have had a few more days in their legs, and so naturally we'll refresh the squad, and the same again for the weekend after. No, not yet. Ridvan will be back, I believe, before and be available for selection for the Morton game, all going well.
What's the kind of situation with Ben Davies? Obviously, he's had an issue last week. He was left out the squad for tomorrow night's game. What's the latest with Ben?
Ben will return to training probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
See somebody who could potentially those leaving this one. Is there any interest or discussion for the future?
No, I think that at this moment in time, Ben's still up and available for selection. I think, with the European squad for this round, you only have to pick. So I'll pick the squad based on the next 2 weeks. Tom Lawrence hasn't featured for a long time. Kamaru's only just back in. Can't keep selecting him for a game every 3 days if he's going to pick up on his fitness. And Ben wasn't available. Rabi actually got injured the day that we'd already submitted the squad, so that was really unlucky.
In terms of how the team is after the weekend, how much lifting do you might do? There's just lost that spot, it's a huge game.
Naturally, we're hugely frustrated and disappointed with the weekend. It wasn't what any of us wanted, but we can't have the time to dwell on it. It's a really important game tomorrow night. It's a different competition. We can deal with the league again on Saturday when we face Livingston. But yeah, there's a lot of frustration in the air. I think the game can't come around quick enough for the players, the staff and the fans as well. It's an important game. We trust the fans will be right behind the team at Ibrox, and it's important that we play well on the night.
Certainly a bit of an eye-opener for the new boys coming in, just to see the reaction from the supporters at the end, the criticism that's maybe fallen across the media. Is that something that shows them this is what life at Rangers can be like?
Yeah, well, it's a club of big highs and very, very big lows and not much in between. We know that. Listen, it was the disappointing result at the weekend. It's a place where as a football club we've not always done well. And at the weekend, in a game where possession-wise we were quite comfortable, I felt that we lacked some forward running and we lacked some directness in terms of our play. So we'll certainly want to improve in those areas when we go back and play at Kilmarnock.
Do you have any alarm bells ringing about Saturday's result or any aspects of the performance, or do you think it's maybe just a blip right at the start of the campaign?
No real concerns. I see the group training every single day. I see the level of the players that we've come in. The group certainly needs to just settle down a little bit. That's for sure, with the amount of players coming in. But there's no excuses on that. We train together every day. We are a team, and we need to go out and get positive results. And look, that game needs to be pushed to the back of our mind at the moment. We don't get anything dwelling on that. We need to play this game tomorrow night for what it is, which is a hugely important one.
Just to pick up on the financial benefits of getting to the Champions League, I know you said you're only really interested in the Servette tie at the moment, but last year the team got to the group stage, and I assume some of the money you spent in the summer came as a result of doing that. How important and how critical is it for the club to get to the group stage in order for you to take Rangers to where you want to take them, which is the top team in Scotland?
Well, listen, financially this summer, the money going out, the money coming in will even itself out. So it's not like we haven't gone to the well in terms of asking for loads of finance to rebuild the squad. We've been very clever in our selection, the way that we've done it in terms of the players that have left. But financially, for any club, the Champions League finance is the biggest finance you can get in club football. I think if we do well the next couple of years in Europe, there's the new competition that's coming out as well. So there's a load of bonuses there. But forget finances for a minute and think of the status of our club and what it means to the fans and the players. There's an achievement side of it that I focus on much more than the financial side. I'm the worst person to probably ask about those things. I'm just thinking about the ambition of the players and the staff and the fans to go and play in that competition and show a better face than what we did last year. It was wonderful to be back. It took a lot of effort over the years from the different coaches to raise the coefficiency, to get back in. Gio, as I said, and his staff did an incredible job to get in, and then it was a tough year. So for the players that were in the building and the players that have obviously been signed, the aim is to have a real positive season in Europe, ideally in the Champions League.
Michael, how big a selling point was the Champions League when you were speaking to the boys over the last couple of months? Was the Champions League one of the things that you can offer that other clubs perhaps couldn't offer them?
No, because we couldn't offer it. So we can offer the qualifiers, of course, but we can offer group stage football. The ultimate aim is to get in the Champions League, but we know that we have to beat teams that are excellent sides, just like ourselves in their own national leagues, and that's what we're facing tomorrow in Servette, the team that finished second in their league and had a really strong league last year. So no, I think European football, yeah, that's definitely something that someone would come for, but in terms of the competition, we can't specify unless we can win the league, and if we win the league, then obviously you're guaranteed it.
How big is experience for players in the Champions League, Michael? I mean, Ange Postecoglou used to talk about that, but the more games you played at that level, the more you experienced it, the better you would get. Is that a big factor?
Well, when I was here previously, we'd played a lot of games in Europe. So forget what competition, we'd played a lot of games in Europe. And I think some of the players that got to the final, it was like their 60th game in Europe over 3 or 4 years because of the amount of qualifiers we played. So certainly that team was very experienced. The players that we brought in Danilo and Cyril Dessers and Sam Lammers, they've come from teams that play in European competition. They've played in European leagues as well. So they join a core group of players here that have got good experience at this level. Certainly playing in knockout ties and in ties home and away in hostile environments. So you're hoping we'll put on that for sure.
Servette striker Chris Beale has scored 3 in 3, one in the last round. How much of a danger is he to you?
Excellent on his left foot, quick, powerful. I watched both games with Genk and they showed a little bit of everything, Servette, and he was at the forefront. He's obviously lost his main partner for this game, but they've got other players as well. I like the 2 centre midfielders, 2 very good players. The boy playing off the right, Atunes, is a good player. The boy off the left is very direct and he's dribbling. We know enough about Servette to be fully aware of what strengths they've got, and he's just one of a few good players in their squad.
You mentioned playing football this year in Europe in the group stages. What target has the board given you? Is it just to make Champions League or to keep going?
No massive targets, nothing. I've not been sat down like the head teacher and told off in terms of what I've got to achieve and not. I think it comes par for the course with the club in terms of what you want to achieve domestically. And in Europe, the aim for every team that goes in Europe is to be still in Europe after Christmas, and that ain't changing here, and I'm not sure it will do at any point.
Michael, sometimes said that for both Rangers and Celtic, the natural level is now the Europa League rather than the Champions League. Can you understand that point of view, but presumably you disagree?
depends what balls come out of them pots, isn't it? Because last year I thought the group stage for Rangers, it was a massive reward for all the years of getting back in, the teams that we faced, and it was tough, but I believe if we're fortunate enough or we earn the right to get in this year, we jump up a pot, and then the draw can be different. I remember being in a group with Porto and Feyenoord when we was in the Europa League, and that was certainly a tough group. So I think when you get in the competitions, I looked at the Europa League last year, it looked like the strongest Europa League I can remember in terms of the level of the teams that were in there as well. So I think you at this level, all the teams have got really good players, and most of the teams we play against spend more money than the teams from Scotland in terms of the players that they bring in. So when you get to that level, you know you're playing against high quality.
Michael, there's been criticism of the way the team played at the weekend, and that's people saying there's perhaps a lack of width in the team. How assured are you that you've got the options in your team that you need to go and put open opposition?
Listen, there's loads of coaches after a game you don't win, and that's the nature of the business. That's being a football coach. You try to black that out. You believe in the work that you're doing. The team played the same way and won a hell of a lot of games last season, scoring lots of goals. So, and certainly away from home. So, you know, when it's right, and when it's wrong, I get it. And it's everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I believe the way that we play is fine. We just have to be a bit more decisive.
You mentioned the other day you're going to have another 8 games before the international break. You're not going to have that much time on the training field with the players. Is that a concern for you, or is playing games the best way to get the guys to sort of link together and find that cohesion?
I think at this moment in time, more playing and less analysing, and you can only play the next game. You don't start 1-0 up or 1-0 down. You just play the next game that's in front of you, and I think that the ball needs to roll a little bit. We've signed good players. They come from good pedigree. They come from good clubs. You all went and done the background checks on them coming in. So okay, let's just get on with playing. The fans will get behind the team as long as the team play with the energy of the fans, and they want to see, which is what everybody inside is pushing for as well.
So any movement on Glenn Kamara's situation?
No movement on Glenn Kamara's situation. No.
You talked about mentality, the outstanding mentality of Servette. So how are you expecting for the game tomorrow?
Well, I think that would have been hugely exciting for the fans back home in Switzerland, and it was a fantastic job. Genk were a really dangerous team. I think everyone's aware of that, and I thought over the 2 games it was fascinating games to watch because we were on the outside looking in. The first game it went end to end, but the second game was hugely difficult with the early sending off, and I thought the fitness and mentality, the organisation of the team was outstanding, and at the end that's probably what won the day for Servette. So we know that they have that inside them. We know that they're a good team, and it will be 2 cracking games, but firstly here, but we know that next week is a sellout over in Geneva as well. So we're excited to go over and let's see, the 2 great games to play in.
Maybe Stephen used to call on Ibrox crowds on these kind of occasions to sort of lift the team. How much do you need the crowd tomorrow night just to get behind the boys and lift them up after this weekend?
Yeah, but we can count on them. We know we can count on them. They're as strong as anywhere in the world. We know that on European nights. We've seen the stand shaking. We've seen the celebration. We've seen it all. And we know how important they are. They know how important they are as well. And at the weekend, they showed what they bring to this football club. It's important that the players on the pitch match that and actually give them something to stay on their feet cheering. And together, that's hugely strong. It's a famous place to play European football, Ibrox, and that's what makes our club special.
When you're trying to bed down the team and when the stakes are quite high, can you enjoy it as a coach? Or is the pressure just a bit too much?
No. Listen, you have to enjoy it. We're playing in the Champions League qualifier tomorrow night at Ibrox. As a coach, you're a very, very privileged position. These are your guys. You work with them every day. You know the hopes and aims they've got. You don't go on the pitch with them, but you give them a plan and you go on there and you want them to execute it, and you know how much it means to everybody, people inside the club that are investing in it, and the board members, the fans that are invested because it's their... So I think I'm in a hugely privileged position. You have to remember that. We've obviously the last few days have not been ideal with the result of the weekend, but I wouldn't want to switch position with anybody else. I love the job that I have. It's a huge privilege, and it's important we go out on the pitch super positive tomorrow to attack this game.
When we see the budget and the players that play for Rangers and that play for Servette, there's a big difference. So we can clearly say you're the favourite. Do you agree with that?
If you want to call us the favourites, it's fine. We'll see how the first leg goes, and next week it might be the reverse. So let's see. I think that it's Servette, you've earned your right to be here. You played excellent over 2 games against a very strong team where you were the underdog, and you're here. So no one at Rangers underestimating Servette, not in any shape or form. And we'll have to be at our very best in the next 2 games if we want to advance.
And with the mentality, the outstanding mentality, are you will for tomorrow to end that round? I mean, like to win the most, and then so when you go back to Geneva, you can maybe be a little bit more chill.
No, because I don't believe at this level of the competition that will happen. In my experience of European football, the game always goes to the second half or the last 20 minutes of the second leg, and I'm sure this is going to be the case, and we certainly won't be coming off or making too many changes or anything like that. This is a hugely important game for both teams. We're paying it the respect it deserves.
Thank you, everyone.